Wow. This is getting ugly. Bitcoin down under 54,000, down 5% in the last 24 hours. We also have some stocks falling down significantly here today. Let's talk about what's happening in the market, how bad this is, and everything else, all the news. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this as soon as I make them. Also, if you want to trade cryptocurrency, I said earlier today I was shorting the market. It was a short-term short. Made a decent amount. Would have made more if I had kept it open. I made about 50%, but yeah, we've fallen a lot today. If I had kept my short open, I'd be up 250% instead of 50%. Yeah, we've just been smashed all day. I actually have a buy order set up here in the very short term. It looks like I'll maybe hit that. So if you want to trade the market, if you want to long or short the market, you can check out the link underneath the video to Margex. It's not right for everyone, but you can take advantage of the drops. You can also take advantage of when we hit support. Okay, Market Watch shows that the overall stock market is also falling a lot today. NASDAQ is down 2.5%. Some people worried about a U.S. hiring slowdown because the non-farm payrolls were a little bit lower than expected, still higher than last month. A lot of liquidations happening in Bitcoin, 154,000. Let me just make sure everything's going well here. Recorded a video before this and it did not record, so I need to make sure everything's up to par here. But 154 million of long liquidations in the last 24 hours. A lot of it happening earlier this morning and then a little bit recently as well. A lot of outflows as well from the Bitcoin ETFs. The last 7 days we've seen outflows, but obviously the whole market's getting hit today. The NASDAQ actually from the recent high on August 21, down about 7%. From the all-time high that we hit back on July 10, down 10.5%. Now, there are some stocks that are still doing decent, but a lot of high value, higher risk tech stocks falling down, and some of the most significant are the semiconductors. This is the worst week for semiconductors since March 2020. Nvidia lost 2 Ethereums of market cap in a week. Think about how crazy that is. COVID crash, but for the most important stocks in America, is the thesis wrong or is there an election in 60 days? IQ tests all around us, always. Let's take a look at Nvidia stock right now, down 4% today. 14% over the last 5 days. And then let's go from the top, the very top, we're down about 24%. Almost at $100. Now, I think there's just a lot of uncertainty. People are worried about recession. People are worried about stagflation. People are worried about the election. And I've been saying this, and that causes fear. That causes some selling. That causes some cash to be built up. That causes liquidations to happen. And, as liquidations happen, more and more liquidations happen, and then more selling happens, and then so on and so on. People get worried. Now, personally, I think we're actually setting up for a pretty good last quarter. But as always, I do have some cash on the sidelines in case things get worse, right? Like I am invested, but I also have some cash ready. I'm playing the swings a bit. As I posted yesterday, I did a short-term trade that actually ended up really good for us. It was a very large amount of collateral at a lower X multiple on leverage. Today we went higher leverage, but lower collateral amount and cashed out pretty decently there. We also have some interesting news here, and I'll play this for you. Let me know what you think. This is the truth about who the majority shareholder of Blackrock is. Kind of interesting. Let me play it for you though.
So I found out who actually owns Blackrock, but there's something really weird about it. Because by now we know that Blackrock is in the top 3 shareholders of basically every corporation in America and beyond. And they do this using our money in things like retirement accounts, pension funds, IRAs, exchange traded funds, mutual funds, but most people don't actually know who owns and controls Blackrock. We all know that it was founded by Larry Fink, and he's the face of the company, but he does not control it. When you try to find out who does control it, you'll usually find this list, which is the top institutional shareholders. Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street are right at the top, just like every other company. But this is not the whole story. Because if you dig deep enough, you'll find out that actually Merrill Lynch owns 45% of BlackRock. And they're considered an insider, so they don't show up on the top institutional holders list. This merger took place in 2006. So actually Merrill Lynch controls BlackRock in a big way. But who controls Merrill Lynch? Well, Merrill Lynch is actually a division of Bank of America because Bank of America bought them out during the 2008 financial collapse. So who owns Bank of America? Well, nowadays, Warren Buffett is the top shareholder of Bank of America because he owns Berkshire Hathaway, which is his billionaire investment firm.
Okay, so I just thought that was interesting. And it shows how interwoven all the banks, financial institutions are. Right? Like BlackRock, the largest institutional manager, is owned by Merrill Lynch, which is owned by Bank of America, which is owned primarily by Berkshire Hathaway. They've been selling a little bit of it recently, but like it shows you how incestuous all this is and how almost everyone, it seems like everyone is tied up in how well Bitcoin does, right? BlackRock has a great ETF. It creates more value for the shareholders of BlackRock, which is Merrill Lynch. That creates more value for the shareholders of Bank of America, which creates more value for Berkshire Hathaway. So, and that creates more value for their shareholders as well. And that creates more value for everyone that owns Berkshire Hathaway, which is also bank. So it's funny how that all works. Everyone, almost everyone is invested now in how well Bitcoin does. But of course, if there's some large seller that causes the price to fall down, those banks aren't going to be able to do much in the exact instance that someone wants to sell, right? The German government comes out and sells 50,000 Bitcoin. BlackRock isn't there that minute to scoop them up necessarily, right? It's more of a long-term game that they're playing. Same thing with all the other banks. But it is interesting. I think it is interesting and maybe something that you don't hear about every day. Let me know your thoughts though. How low do you think Bitcoin's gonna go? How low can it go? Can it go down low? All the way to the floor? What is the floor, right? Is it gonna go back to 49.5? Let me know down below in the comment section. Obviously, there are gonna be people that say that it's going down to 28,000, 30,000, 38,000, 44,000, 45,000. There are gonna be people that say it's going to zero. But personally, I'm not too worried. Right, we're just gonna wait it out, wait for the next leg of the bull run. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Check out the link underneath the video to Margex in case you want to start trading crypto. They're doing a big Caspa airdrop too. I'll see y'all in the next one.